Once upon a time, nestled in a peaceful little village, lived a kind and honest farmer named Hari. Hari worked hard every single day, from sunrise to sunset, tilling his small patch of land. He wasn't rich, but he had a good heart and a smile for everyone he met. One sunny afternoon, while he was digging in his field, getting it ready for the next planting season, his shovel hit something hard. Asterisk clink. Asterisk. What's this? Ariwandered, wiping the sweat from his brow. He knelt down and began to dig carefully with his hands. Slowly, he uncovered a beautiful clay pot. It wasn't just any old pot. It was smooth and shiny, with a warm, earthy glow, almost as if it were humming a soft tune. It looked ancient, yet perfectly preserved. Curious, Hari dusted it off and decided to take it home. What a lovely pot, he thought. It will be perfect for storing my potatoes. Back in his humble cottage, he took one of the potatoes he had saved for his dinner and placed it inside the pot. He turned to put his tools away, and when he looked back, asterisk, poof, asterisk. Something incredible had happened. Right next to the first potato, there was another one, identical in every way. Now there were 2 potatoes in the pot. Hari's eyes widened in disbelief. Did that just happen? He whispered to himself. He took both potatoes out, his heart thumping with excitement. He had to see if it would work again. He found a small handful of rice and dropped it into the pot. Instantly, the rice doubled. He tried with a single coin he had saved. Asterisk clink. Asterisk. Now there were 2 coins. He even put one of his old, worn-out sandals inside. And just like that, a brand new pair appeared. Ari! Gaspit, it's a magic pot, he exclaimed, his voice filled with awe. He realized this wasn't just any pot. It was a gift, a miracle. With this pot, he could do so much good. His mind raced with possibilities. He wouldn't have to worry about going hungry anymore, and neither would his neighbors. A warm feeling spread through his chest. This magic wasn't just for him, it was for everyone. From that day on, Hari's life changed, and so did the village. He used the pot to create more seeds for planting, and soon his fields were overflowing with healthy crops. He doubled grains of rice and wheat, filling bags to share with every family in the village. If someone's roof needed mending, he'd doubled the tiles. If a child needed new shoes, he'd create a pair with the magic pot. He never kept more than he needed, and always shared his good fortune generously. The villagers loved Hari, not for his magic pot, but for his boundless kindness. The village became a place of plenty and happiness, all thanks to one honest farmer. But as with all wonderful things, the news of the magic pot began to spread, and not everyone who heard the story had a heart as pure as Hari's. Living next door to Hari was a man named Balu. Balu was the opposite of Hari. He was greedy and always wanted more, no matter how much he already had. He watched Hari from his window, his eyes narrowing with envy every time he saw Hari giving away food and supplies. It's not fair, Balu would mutter to himself. Why did Asterisk find that pot? I deserve it more. I would use it to become the richest man in the world. Balu's jealousy grew stronger each day until he couldn't stand it anymore. He decided he had to have the pot for himself. He devised a sneaky plan. He would wait until the dead of night, when the entire village was fast asleep, and creep into Hari's house to steal the magical treasure. He imagined all the gold coins, jewels, and riches he would create. He licked his lips, his heart pounding with greedy excitement. That night, under the cloak of a moonless sky, Balu tiptoed out of his house. The only sound was the gentle chirping of crickets. He crept silently across the yard to Hari's small cottage. The door was unlocked, as Hari trusted everyone in the village. Balu slipped inside, his eyes adjusting to the darkness. There it was, sitting on a small table in the corner, glowing faintly in the dim light. The magic pot. Balu's hands trembled as he reached for it. He could almost feel the weight of endless gold. He grabbed the pot with both hands. It's mine. Oh, mine, he whispered greedily. But in his haste and excitement, He didn't watch his step. His foot caught on the leg of a stool, and he stumbled backward with a loud yelp. He lost his balance, tumbling and tripping, and with a final, clumsy lurch, ... He fell right inside the giant pot. Now, the pot was magical, and it did what it always did. With a bright flash of light and a loud asterisk poof, asterisk. It doubled what was inside. Suddenly, there wasn't one greedy neighbor in the pot, but two. Both Baloos looked at each other, their eyes wide with shock and terror. "Who are you?" they both screamed at the same time. The commotion was so loud it woke Hari from his sleep. Hari rushed into the room, holding a small lantern. He stopped in his tracks, his mouth falling open at the sight. There were two identical, terrified Baloos, stuck together in his magic pot, pointing and shouting at each other. Hari couldn't help but let out a small chuckle. It was a strange and funny sight. He looked at them, shook his head with a kind smile, and said gently, "Well, Baloo, it seems this magic pot has a sense of fairness. It made one for me to deal with, and one for you to deal with." The two Baloos stopped shouting and looked up at Hari, their faces red with shame. They realized they had been caught, and worse, they had been foolish. The second Baloo looked just as greedy and selfish as the first, and neither liked what they saw. Being face to face with his own greed was the biggest lesson of all. With Hari's help, they scrambled out of the pot. The moment the second Baloo was out, he vanished in a puff of smoke, leaving just the original, very humbled neighbor. Baloo bowed his head. "I am so sorry, Hari," he said, his voice barely a whisper. "I was overcome with greed. You shared everything, and I only wanted to take it all for myself. Please forgive me." He then returned everything he had ever taken unfairly from others in the village. Hari, being the kind soul he was, forgave him instantly. From that day forward, Baloo changed his ways and became a helpful member of the community. Hari continued to use the magic pot, not for riches, but to make sure no one in his village ever went without. He taught everyone that the greatest magic isn't in a pot that doubles things, but in a heart that is willing to share. The village prospered, not just with food and goods, but with kindness, friendship, and peace. And they all lived happily and peacefully ever after. Thank you so much for joining us for this magical tale. We hope it brought a smile to your face and a little warmth to your heart. If you enjoyed our story, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more wonderful bedtime stories. Sweet dreams, and we'll see you next time.